Hey everyone, welcome back to Drawbridge Finance. My name is Levi Woods, and today I'm going to show you how I have my Interactive Brokers platform set up for option trading. My name is Levi Woods, and as always, I'm not a professional investor. I don't work in the finance industry, and this is an opinion channel about money, which does not offer financial advice. But I do a lot of trading, and so I have this channel to help people like you make better financial decisions. If you're interested in getting into options trading, this would be an amazing series for you to follow along on. Today, I'm going to be walking through how I set up the Interactive Brokers platform on my computer so that I can trade options on it. Let's take a look at the screen. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is open up Interactive Brokers, and you'll see that this is the kind of the standard default layout that we look at. It is not really set up for options. Basically, I'll walk you through what we've got. We've got our order entry window up here, which does not need to be very big. A detail window here. We've got a chart set up, and then we've got our order window down on the left-hand side. And then we've got this massive area here for our favorite stocks that we're going to look at. And then we have a news headline. Now, if you're unfamiliar how to set up Interactive Brokers, this is a step-by-step tutorial. So the first thing we're going to do is click on this unlock button over here. And what that's going to do is it's going to create a green border around the entire window. You'll notice too that I actually have, this is the Mosaic setup. If we click over to the classic TWS setup, that's the setup that they have there. But you can load in your own setups. I just prefer to modify the Mosaic. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this monitor window and I'm going to scale it down. Now you'll notice that I have in here just a couple of things, last change and 52 IVR. For option trading, that's super important. So if you click on the settings button, make sure we're on watch list layouts, favorites trading watch list. Click on the right here on options. We're going to open that up. We're going to find 52-week IV rank, and we're going to add that. And it's going to be at the bottom. We're going to click apply. You can see here that it has added that column. So now we have 52 IVR, and that's very, very important to me. The other thing I'm going to do is break out my portfolio. My portfolio is actually buried under here. Here's my portfolio, and I want that to live right here where I've placed it. I'm gonna go back to the favorites tab. I'm gonna grab it and I'm gonna drag it off. My computer's taking forever. So now that the favorites is off and by itself, I'm going to resize it. And I want it to be just wide enough that this left to right bar disappears at the bottom. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up my portfolio window. So I'm going to click on the configure button up here, this little settings button. See on the left, we're in portfolio and we've got our daily P&L, financial instrument, position, market value. That's all great. Average price, last. And what I want to do is add an underlying. So I'm going to go down here, click on options. I'm going to find underlying price. I'm going to add that to this side. And then I also want to add theta. So I'm going to close the options. I'm going to find Greeks. And I'm going to add theta. And I'm going to add delta. And then I'm just going to move that down. I'm going to go over here to OK. Now you'll see that now that I've added these columns, I want to make sure that this panel is wide enough to show everything, to show each of the columns that I've added. So that's what I'm going to do there. Then I'm going to shorten this up a little bit. And I'm going to take my news feed and I'm going to reduce it. I watch this news feed. I actually like using it. Now, the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take in orders. So I'm going to grab this window down here. And you can see Interactive Brokers is really easy to customize. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. Now I'm going to take my favorites panel. Now in the default setting, there was kind of like 4 columns. And I actually like to have 2 columns that I use, but I label them separately. So one is going to be favorites and one is going to be watch list. So the first one I'm going to set up is the favorites. I'm going to move it up here and I'm going to drag it right to the bottom of my screen. Oh, I almost forgot. I'm going to jam my order entry in here. I kind of like to have everything that's actually happening in my account over on this side. So I'm going to make the chart window smaller. And I'm going to drag it down here. And now I'm going to create a new window. So I'm going to go up to File, and I'm going to say New Window, and I'm going to put Watch List. And again, this watch list opens up with these multiple columns. Now, I just have them separated. It's actually great. You can have a watch list. You can drag one item in a watch list just over to another watch list really easily. So I actually prefer to have 2 separate windows just because of how I can lay them out on the screen. We'll take this watch list and we'll move it over here, nice and tight there. And then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to make this just wide enough that this bottom bar disappears. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do, now I'm gonna make this window a little bit smaller. Now I'm leaving this huge amount of space on the left-hand side, and that's for my options chain. I'm gonna go up here and go File, New Window, and I'm gonna go down to Options and choose Option Chain. Now my option chain I have set up pretty specifically as well. So let me go through how I have that configured. Option Chain Layout, and you see I've got this 52 IV rank in there. That can be removed. Open interest is important. So let's just look at these. The description, we've got the bid, this X, I just take that out, remove that. That's gonna be removing this little X right here in the middle of the chain. Then we've got delta, we've got volume, open interest, and I'm going to add a few more to this. So the delta is there. I wanna make sure that I have the theta in there. Open up the Greeks and we put in theta. Call layouts, mirrors puts. I like to have this box checked, and that what that does is it keeps my bid and my ask in the middle next to the strike price. So let's apply this and take a look, and then that looks pretty good. So I'm going to click apply and click OK, and then I'm going to resize this window based on my strategy builder. So if I click on the strategy builder down here, you start to learn what these columns are pretty easily anyway. So I'm gonna make that as narrow as possible. Then I'm going to resize this window. And then last but not least, I'm gonna take my chart and I'm going to enlarge it there. Okay, so this is the basic layout that I use. Now I'm gonna go into some of the details of each of the panels and show you how I configure each of them. So we're gonna start, we've already looked at the option trade or the option window, that's set up. There's nothing that needs to happen to this detail window. The watch list, basically what I use this watch list for is I use that for my major indexes. So I'm just gonna drag over some of the indexes that are already here. I also use it for currency exchange just so I can kind of watch what's going on with the dollars. I don't trade currencies on this channel. It's not something that I do as Forex, but I do kind of watch it. So I've got those. If you've never entered anything in here, it's really quite easy. You just type in like SPY and hit enter, and it'll pull up like, what is this? And we're gonna just choose stock. And then the next one, we type it in. So this is where you would put in all of your data. So once this is complete, we can click on this lock button again, and it'll lock those into position. Now I'm gonna do a separate video on how to set up the moving averages in the charting video. So if you guys found this informative, if this was a helpful video, remember to hit the like button down below. Subscribe if you haven't already so we can all get rich together. Thanks so much for watching.